So your question.
Yeah, my question is, what do you notice in terms of student practice in the world that's different for having come through your class versus how they'd probably lead if they hadn't done it?
Mm. Well, one of the things that people say that I've heard from students, especially students who come in who have a number of identities that are from traditionally included or what in Visions we would call non-target backgrounds. For instance, someone who's white, middle class, Protestant, heterosexual maybe, is that through the work on the no, that's not where I want to go with it. That people who come from these backgrounds, I'm an example of that. I come from a white, Protestant, working class background. And one of the things that I've had to learn and that I've seen students learn is an awareness of the fact that I'm seeing through those lenses. Whereas before, I might not have realized that those belongings, those identities actually had implications about the way that I looked at the world, the way that I interact with other people, the way that I evaluate what needs to be done in the world, the way I take action, the way I feel about other people's ways of being in the world that are slightly different than mine. And I think one of the things that gets clarified for people is that, oh, I do have particular lenses through which I'm looking. And what I learn through the tools, or what the students learn, and I've heard this come back, is that instead of just assuming that their way is the way, the only way or the right way, that they begin to realize, if I encounter a situation where something looks off or it's different, I make more contact. I ask questions instead of coming in and trying to save the situation or fix the situation, that actually I begin to try on and to listen to the experience and the lenses of the other people in the room, the other people in my congregation, the other people in my organization. And okay, I don't think that was a really good
that was
answer.
Great. That was beautiful. We just got a clip.
Okay.
Yep, that worked. It's hard to know how to end these things because they kind of lead to the next thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and another important piece of it, of allowing that awareness to develop, is that at the core of Vision's work is the practice of no shame, blame, or attack. And when we're going from that perspective, it's always about learning, it's about contact, it's about finding out what's beneath wherever it is that any of us may be stuck in unawareness about the way that we look at the world. And without shaming, blaming, or attacking ourselves or anybody else, we begin to pull that apart and come to a greater understanding.
That's great. Beautiful, Suzanne.
I can't stand it.
But
I'm glad you
like it.
like
What are you telling yourself?
It's my critical parent. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the peer supervision.
Yeah.
Why do I do peer supervision?
Okay, so I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
So you have a lot of choices for other kinds of professional development. So why do you keep doing peer supervision? What does it do for you personally and professionally?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. First, let me say, peer supervision is life-saving over and over. I do peer supervision because it allows me to continue to engage, to continue to work to sustain change in the places that are inevitably going to get hard, where I come up against feelings or I come up into interactions with people that are difficult and I, on my own, can't figure out how to move forward. And if I just left it there, I wouldn't move forward. I'd give up. And the fact that I get to be in a group of people facilitated by two fantastic, really experienced people who've worked with countless organizations and countless individuals, and a group of peers who are doing this work, who are taking on the struggle of, creating change and creating multicultural change in their organizations. There's nothing like it. It's like a lifeline. It's makes me so happy. And
that's great. That's great. You don't have to say anymore.
And I actually get to bring real problems and get people's feedback on how I might move through something, whether that's a problem on the personal level, whether it's on the level of the institution and how I deal with that kind of thing, whether it's an interpersonal thing, whether it's a question of what's the next step to keep shifting the culture of the organization that I work for. And it also works in all the places in my life, my personal relationships and my work at the institution as a member of the collegium and also in my own teaching.
Great, Suzanne, that's fun.
Oh, God.
Jeez, you're so hard on yourself. Makes me sad. And you're teaching other people how to free themselves up.
I know, it's ridiculous.
You must deal with their energy all the time like this.
Yeah,
of them
I
being
do.
Like,
I do.
I'm so ashamed of my... I totally get it. So let me ask you this one. This will be the last one. So you're at a place where institutionally you all are like interacting, trying to use this among faculty. And it might be cool for you to say you lead the white faculty group. Is that what it is?
Faculty White Allies, yeah.
Just maybe talk about, forget the students, like what has this done? Do you want me to get you?
No, I think I'm all right.
Okay. You want to take a little break?
I'm institutional. I'm emotional today.
Yeah.
Starting with that question this morning in the car.
Yeah. Right. Wow. So if we were trying to suggest to people that this could help faculty-to-faculty interactions or administrator-to-faculty interactions or dean-to-faculty, what has been your experience of the benefit of having this in the administration and faculty?
Well, I think, for one thing, the fact that...
Can you start by just saying a little bit of my question to you, so that they know, so yours would be like,
okay.
This has been helpful at the administrative or faculty level for these,
Okay. So, using visions has been helpful institutionally among faculty and within faculty and administrative issues. Partly because we actually do, if we use it, have the language, the common language. And I think there are several places where I use this. One is, yes, in terms of my relationships with, see, I don't know if I want this on your website.
Be careful on this
Yeah.
one.
Okay, so let's see.
Yeah, let's stop and think about this. This is tricky because the